your favorite Untitled favorite nerd, and today we are looking at the Offworld Jawa. Picked this up on Black Friday, obviously. It's got some differences from the original Jawa, right? Well, we'll talk about them for sure, but first, we're going to talk about accessories. So he comes with the same stuff that the other one came with. This gun that's connected with this hose to this little power pack. He can hold it, of course, and it can fit inside of this holster. And I'll see if it's any more or less a pain. I used to have problems because of this thin plastic here on the barrel. I used to have problems with it going in, but this one's good. That one went pretty well. I think that might actually be the best experience I've ever had with it. And just to show it off, he will hold this one as well, but I do have a hard time getting his trigger finger and the trigger guard on this one. And I didn't mention there's some nice brown paint, and it's kind of thin, so it shows through. The black shows through, but it almost looks like it's like grain in the wood, so I'm kind of okay with that. And he also comes with the other gun as well. And this is done quite nice. It's like a, I don't know, it's a silver paint on top of black plastic. That much is sure, because some of the silver is chipping off, but like it has some like color tones to it. I'm not sure if the camera's picking it up, but it's not like a flat tone. At least it doesn't look like it. And he'll hold that just fine. And let's talk about the figure. So it's pretty much the same as the old one, except we had the soft goods over top and they lost the soft, the soft plastic. So even this little, like the tunic underneath for the upper body is the same. And then all the stuff for the head is the same. They have the arm sleeves underneath, that's the same. And then this is what it was underneath that soft plastic cape or robes. So it's the same thing, it's just repainted. They lost the lower piece, and then they gave it a, what did they give it? Did they give it anything? Different paint job, maybe? I guess. And they gave it this soft robe. All right, so let's talk about it. The bandages are all sculpted. The eyes are painted red this time. And then we have the hood. The hood is a soft plastic hood. You get the swivel. I'm not sure exactly what articulation is in there. I'm guessing a ball joint, but I'm not sure. We have disc hinge shoulders. That'll get you up to here, so decent. And then around, the soft goods kind of act appropriately, so no issues there. We have a single hinge elbow with the bicep swivel, and then we have the wrist swivel, and this hand hinges in and out, and this hand hinges in and out as well. We have the soft plastic over top, same as before, with really nice paint though, and even these little buttons, buckles, and leather surfaces are painted. We have the gold here, and then the dark brown or black, that's a black wash over top of the brown, and then the gold buckles there. That one's a little sloppy, but for the most part, it's done very well. This is just gray plastic. The underneath tunic is gray plastic, and then we get into this stuff. Okay, so we got a single ball peg for the waist joint. That gets you a swivel and a little up and down, and that's about it. It's so funny, and I'll show you why. It's like, all right, so you give them the soft goods because it adds a better look to it, like a more realistic look, and then on top of that, it should allow for more articulation. In some ways, it does. In other ways, it does not. But we have T-jointed ball joints for hips, so that gets you out to there. So that's an improvement, right, over the other one. And then forward to there, so that's an improvement, right? No issues there. You have a thigh swivel, which helps. But then the knees get you barely nothing because they never engineered the knee to get you a whole lot of movement, because you didn't need a whole lot of movement with the soft plastic cape. And why go back and re-engineer it to give you use of this then just cover it up, and who's the wiser? Dumb. So then they have dry brushing on the shoes and stuff, and nice sculpt work. Ankle tilt up, ankle tilt down, and a rocker, so that works nice. It's kind of like, it's a cool idea, and I'd be up for this, but it's like, it doesn't really add that much to it other than a little bit of aesthetics in the robe department, but I'm not sure it's all that much better. But there's one way to be sure, right? And that's to kind of look at them side by side. I also feel like I'm constantly trying to like get these two robes back over top so that it looks kind of like a Jawa without showing off like what he's hiding underneath there, if you know what I'm saying. But let's look at them both side by side. And there they are, and I'm sorry, I'm not hating on it or anything. I'm just not sure that it's that big of an improvement, if it's an improvement at all. I think this other one works fine, and I guess I'll take the soft goods, but it doesn't really get you all that much more out of it. I'll show some pictures of him kind of doing some more dynamic poses in the final thoughts, but you'll see it just doesn't add a whole lot. Final thoughts wise, my negatives are pretty much that the knee joint is non-existent, and I have a hard time getting the soft goods to really work properly. It kind of constantly wants to come open. But I mean, that's it. I mean, everything else is done well, much like the original Jawa. What's painted is painted nicely, including the soft goods over top, or the soft plastic rather, over top of the soft goods. Painted extremely well, and I like the kind of color palette of this like gray Jawa with red eyes. Like I want to know the story there. I'm interested. It's piqued my interest in that regard, so that works. And everything else that was kind of good with the original is kind of still good here. So the sculpt work is sculpted nicely. It's well painted, you know, like I kind of mentioned. It comes with, you know, the appropriate amount of accessories, and I think that the holster for the gun actually works better than the original one. At least in the experience that I've had, I had big problems with my first one. But I mean, that's kind of it. And, you know, look, this wave, I could do a whole discussion on this wave. It's just not an exciting wave, and like mostly due to like character choices and diversity of aesthetics within those character choices. Like, it's nice to get a Rey and a Kylo, but they're so similar to Reys and Kylos we got in the past, it's not really a big deal. Then we get a ton of troopers. We get the Jawa, which is pretty much a repaint. So the only thing that's really exciting from it, in my opinion, I would say probably is pretty much just the Mandalorian. That's really the only standout figure from this wave. Maybe the video game character. Nothing else really. And maybe it'll all feel different once 9 is out. Maybe it'll all feel different once the video game is out. Like, I have to give them partial credit for that. It's just hard to get excited right now. I would have been more excited with the Janna figure and some of those choices, but we'll see. Maybe a Zori. I would have like I got the Zori 3 3/4 figure. I'm way more excited about her. Knights of Ren figure, way more excited. You know, so I don't know. Just some weird choices, and a lot of them within a single wave. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Until next time, take care.